Hi everyone, my name is Sheila and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. We're going to start today by being slightly on a diagonal here and bringing that front arm up and keeping the body nice and straight. We're going to reach the arm back, so we're opening up in that shoulder. Here's our second one, out, and here's our fourth one. Now we're going to take a bent knee, a release through that back, so we're sticking our derriere out as our arms are coming round. And then we're going to curve through that back, keeping those knees down. Head goes down. So we get the opposite direction in our spine. And now we're going to come back up and lift to an upright position. Repeat that. Bend, reach, arching that back. Arm comes behind. Curve it so your lower back's going to the back of the room. Head goes down. Push through the hips, lift, and come up. We're going to take two more. So we're opening up this first side of the body and allowing the spine to get a little work there too. Head, neck, lift, and up. And we have a fourth one. Here we go. Bend, arch through the spine, come through with that arm as you make your back go to the back of the room, and push through the hips, arch, follow that hand with the head. Good. Let's just take some circles through the arms, up and around. You have two more. Stretch around, up and around. Now we're going to reverse that. So we're going back and back around with that arm. Hips are staying front and our legs are straight. So we're opening up in that shoulder area. We have one more. And circle up. And there we go. Okay, you're going to find as we switch to the other side that you really feel a difference on the side we work. So let's go to the other side. Here we go. We're pressing our arm back so we're opening up through this upper shoulder area. And two. Good. And three, and four. Now we're going to take that curve. So we're going into an arch, bend the knees. We have that back nice and curved. Arm goes out, curve the back in the opposite direction. Head goes down. And then push through the hips, arching through the back. Reach and come up. Right, let's take that again. Bend, arch, coming through. Come to the front with that arm. As the back goes to the back of the room, reverse it, pushing through. Lift and up. Two more. Arch. So the hips are still staying front and over and push back, out and lift. And we have one more. Arching through that back as the arm goes behind and then curve. Keep those knees bent and push through. Reach, arch, and lift. And then let's take some circles. So we're going down, back, and our hips stay front. Upper body might move a little bit, circle, and then let's reverse it, going to the back and around, opening up in that shoulder, lift, and over, around, and over, and around. Good. Coming back, facing front, just notice how the shoulders feel and that upper body may feel a little bit looser. Let's go into a wide parallel position and take some crossovers. So from your right arm, we're reaching out to the left diagonal. Come through, shift. Reach and way out. Good. And out. Keep going. Stretch it out on that diagonal line. Stretch and reach it and stretch. Now let's add a knee. So with the side that we're going towards, the left, we're going to bend that knee and straighten up and bend. Try to increase that side diagonal stretch. Two more. Bend and reach and bend way out there and reach. Coming up, let's take it to the other side. Hit diagonal line, bend the knee over the toe, feel the long line and straighten lip. Increasing that stretch. Bend and reach. Good. Bend and reach. And last time, bend and way out. Good. Coming up right. Let's just swing from one side to the other above the waist, wrapping the arms up, over, and wrap. See if you can get a little farther over. So you're increasing more of that side body stretch. We have two more sets. And up, and over, and lift, and over. Here's the last one. Breathing, letting that head go. Good. Up. Over, let's come on, right. Now let's bring our arms down, lift the shoulders up. We're going to twist the upper body and drop the shoulders down. So now this upper body area is getting a twist in the spine in a different direction than we were just doing. We have 2 more sets. Shoulders lift, twist, drop down. Lift, twist, drop down, and up. Twist, drop down, and lift, up, and twist. Let's come up. We're going to go over to the right side, drop the shoulders down, and work with the other body. Once again, working in that spine in different ways. This is a little bit more diagonal. So we're dropping down, rolling up through that spine. Let's take a roll back down, stay front, and we're working really just above the waist and roll up. So you may be feeling this in your upper spine, neck area. Shoulders stay down, roll it back up. And let's take that once more. Roll it down, breathe, and roll it back up. Let's lift the shoulders up, twist to the other side, drop the shoulders down, lengthen through the spine, and then roll down to the other side. You might have one side that feels like it's getting more of a stretch than the other. Roll back up, and that's probably because of how you habitually move. You might have one side that you utilize more, so it's more stretched out than the other. And come up, right, and roll it back down. See how far over above the waist you can go? And here's the last one. Roll it down. And come back upright. Let's lift the shoulders up and come down. Bring the shoulders to the front and back and front and back. Keep going front and back. Good. And front and back. Now let's take circles and bend our knees, making sure in this wide position we've got the knees going out of the toes. So front of the shoulders, lift, straighten the legs. Shoulders go back and come back down to that bent knee position. Coming down, front, lift, up, and back. And as you make the shoulders work, you may find that you're noticing the shoulder blades move together and then away. Here we go. Front, lift, back, and down. Let's reverse that. So from here, back, which squeezes the shoulder blades together, front, up, and down, and to the back. Knees are working with you, and front, and down. 2 more, and back. So the arm is just following what the shoulder is doing, and drop, and to the back. Lift it up to the front, and down. Good. Let's shake the legs out. We're in that position for quite some time, and let's just do a little work with the legs here to get your feet moving before we go back into that open position. So hands on the hips, bend the knees, lift the heel up, bring the heel down, lift the heel up, bring the heel down. Both knees are bent, and down, and lift, and down. Other side, lift it up, and down. I'm trying to aim for that heel to go towards the big toe. Lift, and down, and up, and down. Straighten the legs, and let's repeat. Up, and down. So maybe you get a little more leverage in your standing position to really press that heel forward, down, and up. Shift to the other side, lift it up, and down, and lift, and down. Excellent. Lift it up, and down, and lift, and down. We're going to rotate the legs. So we've got our heels together and toes out. Again, if you bend the knees are out of the toes. And let's repeat the whole thing, but let's bring our arms up overhead. So we're going in a bent knee. We've got heel lift and down, lift and down. Shoulders stay down as the heel works, and lift. Other side, and up and down, and lift and down. Stretch it up and down, and lift and down. Now we're going to straighten up and do the same thing. Pressing the heel towards the toe, and lift in this rotated position. Up and down and lift. Other side and up. Keep those arms long. Don't let them fall or fold. And lift and down and out and down. Bring the arms open as you bend the knees and lift the arms up. Knees go out over the toes. Good. And lift up and open and lift. And we have one more. And open and lift. Good. Let's see if we can arch a little bit forward with our bodies, folding from the hips. We're not going to go all the way down. We're just starting to once again undulate through that back. So now the back is going to the back. We've got the chest going forward. We're keeping our legs straight, and we're undulating to the back. Reminding ourselves that we are going to come back to this above the waist position and back. But we're using our legs as a way to stabilize ourselves, so they have some action happening there. Good. Okay, let's go back into that open wide position, and we're going to take some circles with that above the waist position. So legs are going to stay straight. We're going to drop the head down, come to the above the waist position. We're going to roll over to the side here. We already warmed up that side body. Let's swing and roll to the other side. So we're doing half circles and rock over to the right and drop over and to the left. Two more and drop over to the right and over to the left. And we have one more here. Let's go. Drop, letting the upper body get a nice stretch in the back along the spine. Good. Let's come over to the front and roll up. Now we're going to bend our knees and we're going to arc back. And you could put your hands behind your back or keep them on your hips, whatever works for you. Keep the knees out over the toes. And we're going to lift our chin up and arc back, shoulders stay down. So from here, deep breath in. As we exhale, chin comes up. We're moving our shoulders back as the head goes back. And we're doing that above the waist position for our front of the spine getting stretched there. Rolling back up. And for some of you, you may find that you get a little bit of a rush going backwards. So stabilize yourself. You know you can modify. Here we go to the back. Shoulders stay down. Shoulder blades squeeze together as you make that arc back. And let's take that 2 more times. Reaching back. Keeping our stable leg position with those bent knees. And come up. And let's take that once more. Reach it to the back. Opening up the front of the chest. And come up. Now we're going to drop our arms and allow our bodies to go to the side. We're staying in this bending position here, parallel. And we're going to move into that above the waist position. Good. And come over to the semicircle, over to the other side. Let the head go. And swing. So you have to hold on to the core and allow the body to be very stable from the waist down in order to be able to get this stretch going through the front of the spine. Here we go. And reaching to the back. How far back can you get? Shoulders are down and going to the side. Beautiful. And up, over, and to the side. And we have one more. And let's see if we can really increase the range of motion. Way back there. Good. Over to the side and smooth it up. Here we go. Reaching into the back. All the way around. And to the side. Let's come up right with that spine, straighten the legs, and again, shake those legs out. All right, let's start working with our lower back somewhat. So we're going to go back into that diagonal position. Feet are right underneath us, right under our hips in parallel. Bend the knees, and put your hands above your knees there, and let's take some cats and cows. So from here, deep breath in. As you exhale, push that lower back now to the ceiling. So we've mostly been working with the upper back. Now we're really focusing on that lower back and push through the hips and make the belly go to the floor. Head comes up, so we're going into our cow. Again, roll through the hips. Make that back go up to the ceiling, head goes down. Push through, arch, and reach. 2 more, rolling through that lower back. Lift it up. And push through, reach with the head, tailbone goes out, head comes up, and roll, breathe up, and then come back into your arc. There, good. Let's come back into your flat back and just come straight up. And let's take some squats here in this parallel position. So arms up. We're going to bend at the front hip flexor. So we're pushing hips back and lift and back. And up, and back, and lift, and back. Repeat, but hands go into a fist. So pushing back, and up, and back, and up. Feeling those hips do the work, but it also does help to stretch out that lower spine and up. Let's come back into the hands and knees position here. We got a flat back, and let's take Cats and cows once again. Here we go. Breath in. As we exhale, lower back comes up to the ceiling and your head comes down. You may find you have greater range of motion. Push through, arch, and going into your cat. Pushing through, going into your cow. And reach with that lower back up. You're engaging your abdominals. Push and going into your cow. And next one. Push, lift, back up, and reach, and come forward into your cow here. Good. Let's come back to the neutral position. We're going to switch the back hand onto the front knee on the outside and reach with this front arm. Pressing, keeping the back flat, but we're now twisting from the lower spine to reach the arm up and feel like we're getting a twist in that lower back area. And come forward. Breathe. Follow the hand with the head. Good. And back. And reach way forward. Still maintaining that flat back. So you may be getting some work happening in the glutes, in the legs. And reach, lift, up. Pressing with this hand to twist. Good. And then come forward. We're going to reverse the arms. So we're reaching to the back, opening up, twisting, lift, and front. Breathe it back. Lift, around. 2 more. Reach it to the back. Pressing with the hand against the knee to help give you leverage there. And last time, reach, twist, lift it up, around, and then come back to your hands and knees position. And let's come just directly up. You really will feel that this left side of you has been activated. Let's go to the other diagonal. So we have our feet right underneath us. Bend the knees, engaging the abdominals. We're going to the cats and cows. Once again, deep breath in. As we exhale, lower back goes up to the ceiling. Stretching that out, holding the abdominals in. Push through, arch, shoulders stay down. And see what happens in terms of your range of motion. This is the second set, second side. We've been working with this lower back. So you may find that you really are getting a good expanded range there. Lift it up and push through and stretch out into that arc. How far can you get into that cow position? And then rolling up. Heads are down, shoulders are down. Push through and arc. Good. Come back to neutral. Let's straighten up, arms up. We're going to take those squats. So hips go behind and lift. Back stays straight. And we're folding from the hips. Back and up and back. Fists, here we go. And 1 and up and 2 and lift. Good. And out and up and out and up. Coming back into our hands and knees position. Let's repeat the cats and cows. Back is straight. From here, breath in. Exhale, push that lower back up to the ceiling. Feeling that nice curve opening in the lower spine. Push through, and now going into your cow. Belly goes forward. Feel that crease in the front of the hips there, and hip flexors. Here we go, rolling. Lift. Push through, and arc up. And roll into your cat. And push through, going into your cow. And roll. Coming into your cat. Good. And push through and going into your cow. Come back to the neutral position, flat back. Back hand comes to the outside of the front knee. Reaching that front arm forward. Use the pressure here to twist, keeping the hips where they are. So you're going to twist through that lower spine. And reach, lift, reach behind. Good. And around. And reach to the front. Lift it up. Twist. Feel that? Nice twist in the lower spine. And you'll feel your glutes and your legs getting some work too here. Opening up through the shoulder. Good. And let's come forward and reverse that. So we're pushing to the back. Lift it up, over, and front. Reach it to the back. Lift it up, over, and front. Your head is following with the motion of the hand and around. And here's our last one. Reach it to the back, up, over, and to the front. Bring both hands to the knees. And now let's fold right over into this bent knee position, but our bodies are folding right at the hip flexors, heads go down, and shake the heads, no. Shake the heads, yes. Again, shake the heads, no. Shake the heads, yes. Excellent. Now we're going to take some straight leg positions here. So you're in this nice bent position, head is loose, shoulders are loose, hips are loose, and we're going to take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we're straightening both legs up. So here we get into the hamstring. If your legs are not completely straight, that's okay. We're trying to keep our backs nice and long and hanging from the hip flexors. And let's repeat this. So we have bend, inhale, exhale, and straighten. Bend, inhale, exhale, and straighten. Maybe you can get a little bit farther over, straighter legs, and repeat. Bend, inhale, exhale, and straighten. Excellent. We are going to now fold our arms. So we've got our hands in the crook of the elbow, drop our head down, and we've created a picture frame for our body. So this will add to the stretch in the spine and the legs. And we're trying not to put our weight back on our heels. We want to be more on the balls of our feet. And let's take those bends and straightens 4 times. Here we go. Bend, inhale, push the hips up, and straighten the legs and drop the head down. Bend, inhale, exhale, straightening the legs, heads go down. 2 more, and bend, inhale, and exhale, and straighten. Good. And bend, inhale, exhale, and straighten. Heads are way down there. Arms are down towards the floor. We've got the hips up to the ceiling. Good. Hands come down. Excellent. Let's get down onto the floor and stretch out our Achilles. So we're going to go onto our hands and knees here. We've got our toes underneath. And let's just push back and pressing into the toes so you feel a stretch through the bottom of your feet. And then come forward and push it back, stretch, shoulders are down. Really trying to focus on those feet to increase the stretch on the bottom of your feet. This is a great exercise to do if you've got plantar fasciitis in the bottoms of your feet. And press. Good. Bring your hands a little closer to you, and we're going to roll now through the feet. So we're going to roll and put the heels down. And you're going to notice you get a stretch in your lower back there. If you want to, you can lift your hands up. Then roll forward and press back into that toe stretch. Roll back, press, and come forward and stretch through the toes. Rolling through, feel this journey of going through the feet and what happens to the lower back. And push through, and obviously the Achilles, yep. And push to the back, stretch it out, feel that length in the back, and then come forward through the toes. Good. And let's come back forward into your hands and knees position. Toes are going to stretch out. And we're going to just bring our front knee up to the chest. So we're going to bring the knee in, and don't put it on the floor, swing it to the back, and in, feel the curve in the lower spine, and reach it back, foot is pointed, and swing it front, and back, little arch, and front, and back. You are engaging your abdominals. Put that knee down. Let's take it to the other side. Lift the leg up, it's pointed, and we're bringing the knee into the chest, curving the back, and arching a little bit. So it's a variation on cat and cow, but we're involving the core quite a bit more. Lift, and swing it, and up, and swing it in, and up. Good. Coming back to your neutral position. We're going to take opening positions from here too. So our backs are strong, our abs are strong, and we're going to open that knee up and down. Don't let it touch the floor. And lift, and down. Again, core is getting some work here. And down, and up, and down. Now you can put it down. Let's take it to the other side. Lift, and down. So we're opening up the hip. Lift, and down. Lift it up, and down. Lift it up,
and down. Let's push back into child's pose, relax the arms down, heads drop. Let everything just fold there. Good. Rolling up through the spine. Let's bring our hands behind us. And we're going to go into a bridge here. So hands are going to support you. Your elbows are slightly bent. Take a deep breath in. As you press the knees down, you're going to lift your hips up. So we're opening up in front of the hip flexor there. Thighs are going to get a stretch here too. And come down. Breathe in. Exhale. Lift it up. Feeling a little bit more lift there if you can the second time. And come back down again. Remember, the knees are going towards the floor. Breath in. Exhale. Reach it up. Excellent. And come down, and last time, breathe in. Exhale, push those hips up. Now we're going to see if we can walk our hands closer to our heels. If this feels like it's too much and you want to stay right where you are or to come back down, you can. But we're going to walk one hand and then the other hand. So we're trying to get closer to those feet. Maybe just touch the toes and arc a little bit more. Head goes back, opening up that front body, front spine, and hips are lifted. Good. And then come back down and unwind there. Okay, let's come to a complete sitting position here, facing front. Legs wrap in front of us. And let's open the legs a bit. Get the divine flesh out from underneath and sit up tall. And let's just take some plain flex. Push through the feet, point. Toes come up and flex. Now we're going to rotate through the hips and repeat that. So we have the heels going down, balls of the feet point, toes come up and flex. Let's come back to parallel. Roll through and point, toes up and flex. Rotate out, roll it through and point, toes and up. 2 more sets. Keep that back straight. Parallel, push through and toes up and flex. Rotate out, push through and point. 1 more step. And lift and parallel, push through and point, rolling through and up, rotate out, push through and point, coming up and flex. Good. Take the left leg, bring it into a parallel position with a flexed foot here. Make sure the divine flesh is out. And let's open up that right leg just a little bit more. So we get maybe a little stretch in the inside thigh. Some of you may not feel that at all, but we're going to just rotate from the hip and that right leg in and then out with this leg staying as your anchor. And rotate in and out. Now, if you've been doing a lot of walking or running, rotate out. And let's take that once more. Rotate in and rotate out. Good. Come back to neutral and place that in front. And let's bring our left leg out again. Make sure that the divine flesh is out from underneath you. And we're going to rotate in. So this is great if you've been doing a lot of parallel motion with your legs and your hips to help you ease out any kind of blocks or tightness that you may have encountered doing that kind of parallel walking, running, rowing kind of action. In and out. Good. Now let's take that again. Rotate in and out. Good. Come to neutral. We're going to take it again, but we're going to take it with pointed feet. So let's point our feet, left legs in front, opening up the right leg. You're in a parallel position. Again, make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Rotate in and see if you can roll that hip a little bit more. Some of you may really feel this in your IT band here. And rotate it out. And rotate in. And rotate it out. Rotate it in. Rotate it out. And last time. Rotate it in. Good. And rotate it out. Bring it back to neutral. Bring it in front. Let's take it to the other side. So left leg is out again. Reset. It's amazing how fast you can lose your lift up position in your body. And rotate in. So we always are resetting. And out. And rotate in. And out. Feet are pointed. And rotate in. Good. And out. And rotate in. And out. Good. Come back to neutral. Come back to the front position. And let's open the legs up so that now they're in a diagonal position. And lift them up. And we're going to repeat that in and out position with our hip here, but our knees are bent, so you may find you can get a little farther over. And lift it up. Now, keep this leg where it is and rotate out. So now we get some inside thigh stretch, a little bit deeper. And drop it in. But it is the hip joint that we're really focusing on. And lift and in. Good. Coming up and out. And last time. Lift and in. Excellent. Up and out. Coming up right. Again, reset. And our hands are behind and we've got our elbows slightly bent as we drop the left knee down and come up and open. Feel that inside thigh stretch that we get there. Up and drop. Good. Lift and open. Coming up and drop it in. Good. Lift it up and open. Making sure your anchor leg is staying nice and straight up, knee to the ceiling. Lift and open. Good. Let's stretch those legs out, flex the feet. And let's just push out with one leg and the other at one at a time, because that will help you to reach and lengthen those legs. So start with the divine flush, nice and lifted. Hands can be inside, or you can have your hands on your legs, whatever works for you. We're going to flex this right leg a little bit more, and I want you to breathe in and try to drive that leg out. So you may find that you're sitting up taller on that side. Let's take it to the other side. Breathe in, exhale, press out through the left. And take it again, breathe in, exhale, and press out to the right. And breathe in, exhale, and press out to the left. Really feel like you're sitting up nice and tall. It may have increased the stretch in your inside thigh. Now, in this open position with the legs stretched out, we're going to twist our upper body so that they're in line with this right leg. And we're going to slide down using that whole action that we've been working through the spine on the side body, and reach the hand over to the side and see if you can touch that toe. You're doing the best you can here to touch that toe. Now lift the arm up and come to an upright position, staying in that diagonal. We're going to repeat this up and over. Good. And lift and come up. We've got two more. So we're using the oblique muscles to help us come up. Here we go. And lift and up. Good. Let's do that once more. Reaching up and over and up and lift. Now let's point the feet. We're going to slide back over once more. And we're going to maintain this position, this twisted position. And we're going to flex the feet and see if the feet can touch the arms. So we have lift and come down, and lift and come down, and lift. Keep the twist in the body and come down, and lift and come down. Let's go back into one more flex. If you can touch that foot, I want you to see if you can curl the fingers over to the toes and really open the chest forward. So you're increasing that side body stretch, but the opposite hip is staying on the floor. Good. Point the foot, drop the hand down, roll up through the spine, coming to an upright position. Now we're going to take it to the other side, so let's flex our feet, twist, sliding down, reaching the other arm over the head towards the left foot. Here we go. Reach and see if you can get all the way to that foot there. And using the oblique muscles in your abdomen, you're coming up and still maintaining that twisted position in line with the leg with your shoulders, and come up. Repeat, reach it over and stretch. If you can't touch your toe, that's okay. Lift and come up and reach it over all the way. Good. And come up. Now we're going over one more time. Here we go. Over with the feet pointed. And here we are. Now the toe is going to try and reach towards the hand. So we're going up with the toes and point. Keeping the chest open. Up and point. And lift it up. And feel that twist. Good. And lift it up. and point, coming up into that flex. One more time, try to wrap that hand around the toes and then pull with the hand and the toes. So you're twisting and increasing that stretch. Good, keep it breathing. Backs are in alignment with this leg that we're over. Good, release, point the foot, roll up through the spine. Excellent. Once again, check that the divine flesh is out from underneath, and let's take a twisted stretch. So we're working more now on the hamstrings. So here we go, we're twisting, we're gonna roll down, sliding the hands out, keeping the opposite hip on the floor, drop down as far as you can get. Let's take 4 deep breaths, shoulders are down, deep breath in. As you exhale, inch the hands out, so you're flattening the spine along the legs, and you'll feel stretch in many different places here. Head is loose, shoulders are loose, feet are pointed. Deep breath in, exhale and reach, and inch the hands out a little bit more to increase the stretch. 2 more times. Deep breath in, exhale, reach and hang. And last time, deep breath in and release. And exhale. Let everything hang over. Make sure the opposite hip is staying on the floor. Enjoy this opening in your hamstring. And possibly you'll be feeling this in your spine, on your left side of the spine and the side body. Good. And then walk your hands up, coming to an upright position through that spine. Excellent. And then twist. Remember, this is not your full wide position. We're more in a diagonal position. So for some of you, it may be in a different position. Here we go. Twist. We're rolling down through the head. Walking the hands out, sliding out, keeping the opposite hip on the floor. Head is loose, shake it out. Shoulders are loose. Maybe wiggle the hips a little bit, but keep the opposite hip on the floor, and you feel a stretch on the hamstring now on the left side. 4 breaths. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach the hands out and lengthen. 2nd breath, inhale. And release and reach the hands out, keeping those feet nice and pointed. 3rd time, deep breath in. Exhale, reach. And all the way out through that spine. And last time, deep breath in. And exhale, reaching those hands up as far as you can get. So you're really way out there. Excellent. And then walk the hands as you roll up through the spine, coming to an upright position. And then come and face front. Let's bring the legs together. Excellent. And shake them out. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of abdominal work. So we're going to have our knees bent in towards us. Again, the divine flesh is out from underneath us. And we're going to point our toes, and we're going to hold the knees as if they're glued together. Our lower back is curved. We're engaging the abdominals, and we're going to lift the legs up. From here, we're going to drop the knees over to the side as we roll on our hips. Up and over. Good. We want to keep those knees glued together. So we're working on the obliques here. Elbows are slightly bent. At any point, if you need to stop and then rejoin us, please feel like you can do that. And here's the 4th set, over to the side. Good. Lift and over. Good. Now we're going to come back up, and we're going to repeat. Out. Straighten legs up in front of you. Keep the knees glued. And straighten up. You may be starting to really feel this. And lift. Shoulders are down. Roll and lift. 2 more sets. Roll it and lift it and roll it and lift and roll and lift and roll and lift. Good. Bring the legs down. Let's stretch the legs out, sitting up nice and tall. Good. Sending the derriere back, making sure the divine flesh is out from underneath you. Let's just take some simple front and back abdominal work. So the core work, not the obliques. Feet again are going to be tied together there, and arms are out, and we're going to curve through that lower back. Now we've got a C curve here. We're going to take little pulses back, but holding on to the abdominals there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8. Make a fist. 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe 5, 6, 7, and 8. Push through the lower back, come up, and let your hands and feet relax. We're gonna go back into that position. So from here, flex the feet, hands. Let's make this time roll back, down through the lower back. Our feet are glued. And we're gonna take it again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe, 5. Holding on to that, 7, 8. Stretch the hands and feet out, and 1, 2, 3, 4, keep going, 5, 6, 7, 8. Push through, lift, and come upright and shake those legs out. Excellent. Let's bring the legs back into this bent knee position. We're gonna have our hands behind, point the feet, drop over to your right. Your upper body's gonna stay right where it is. We're gonna take some opening in the hips, and we're gonna take sort of circles. It's a modified circle. So here we go. Elbows are bent, bringing the hip forward. So you're really pushing that hip forward. Lift up towards you, and then open out. We're gonna stretch that leg out in this rotated position, roll the hip, and then now try and push the hip back behind you. Your knee can be slightly back, so you really push the hip, and then come back to your original position. And so we're going front, lift it up, reach it out, slide it out, open to the diagonal, roll it, and then push back. And then you're gonna have to move your upper body to help you push in that back position. And then come back to your front position with the up torso, hip goes forward, lift. Really feel this big circle you're making in that hip. Reach it out, roll it, come to the front, and push it back. And last time, coming to the front, making the upper body go back to face front as the hip goes forward, lift, open, stretch it out, way out, roll it, and then push it even farther out. Good. And then come back to your front position. Excellent. Good. Let's roll over to the other side. But before we do, let's sit up, and I want you to notice that whole left hip area and the lower back feels different than the side that we haven't worked on. It should feel like it opened up some. All right, legs up, rolling to the side, setting your upper body in this open front position. And so we're pushing the hip forward. So we're getting that hip going forward, bringing it up, coming out and opening to the side, stretch that leg out to the diagonal. We're gonna roll the hip, and now our upper body is moving so we can push the hip back. So you're really pushing it back. And again, this knee might be bent, whatever works for you. And then come back to your starting position. Here we go. Push that hip forward, lift it up, reach it out to the side, push it, roll it, and then once again, as your torso moves, facing the side, you push that hip back even more. And come back to your starting position. Front, lift, open, stretch it out, roll it, twist, push, way back there, and coming back to your starting position last time. Push that hip forward, lift it up, open it out, stretch it, roll it, press it to the back, good, and then come back in to your starting position. Excellent. Coming up right and sitting up tall. And now you're going to find that both hips should feel equally like they've opened up some. They might be a little achy because you've been holding tension here, so releasing that tension sometimes can make muscles feel a little achy. Okay, from here, let's go into a very wide position. Take advantage of what we just did in our hips to open things up. So go to the position that works for you. If your knees have to be a little bit bent, that's fine, but we do have the divine flesh out from underneath us. And we're going to take little rolls through the hip to continue trying to open up through that hip joint. So let's actually start with flexed feet. We're going to put our hands in front and we're going to roll forward. So we're rolling the legs which will help us get a stretch and a high up in that area where the thigh attaches to the inside hip area. And then come up and we're going to roll it to the back. Obviously, your lower back's going to feel like it's adjusting too. Let's take that a couple more times. Be gentle because this can be quite a deep stretch here. Coming to the front, up and reach it to the back. Two more, up and over to the front. you might find that you're getting a little bit farther over, up, and rotate. And last time, up, and come to the front, letting the legs roll in, even though we don't do that ordinarily. And come up and move it out. Good. Coming up right. Let's fold the legs in. You might have your mat get in the way and come into this bent knee position. Divine flesh is up underneath us. We're not trying to bring the heels close to our torso. We want to have the back straight and have our knees going out from this more less tight position there. Good. So deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to fold the hips and press our elbows into the crook of the hip there. And reach out with the elbows to increase the inside thigh stretch that we're working on. Good. Coming up right. We have 3 more. Inhale and then exhale, press and slide forward. And you're trying to really basically have a flat back. So you may get a stretch in your lower back. Third time. Here we go. Inhale, press, slide and stretch. Coming forward. Good. And lift. And last time. Elbow in, breathe out and stretch. Good. And coming up right. Excellent. Bring the legs together. And then let's open them out once again. This time we're going back into that wide open position. Having done that work with your hips, you may find that you can really get a little bit wider position. You got the divine flesh out from underneath you. Let's rock through the hips. So we've got a different direction for our hips to move here. Rocking through. Good. Excellent. All right, feet are pointed. We're going to just take a forward fold to increase this inside thigh stretch. Shoulders are down. Breathing. Head comes down. Hands go out. Walking the hands out, trying to flatten your back onto the floor. And if you can, you're going to get your forehead to the floor. I am not doing that because I don't want my voice to get muffled. Legs are staying rotated out. We are not doing that roll forward like we did before. Let's take 4 deep breaths. Inhale. As we exhale, we reach the hands a little bit farther forward. Second breath, deep breath in. Exhale and reach. So you're really trying to get the torso down towards the floor. If your knees are slightly bent, that's okay. You can still work this. And third breath in. Exhale and reach. And last time. Let's make a noise on the exhalation. Deep breath in. And exhale. Reaching out. Deep stretch here for yourself. And then we'll put your hands in. We're going to keep ourselves in an elbow position. Legs are still rotated out. We're going to take our left elbow and put it right in the middle of us. And we're going to take that opening with the right elbow up with a twist. Now we've done quite a lot of twists in our spine. So you may feel that this is pretty easy. And come on down. We're going to shift so that we've got one arm down and one coming up. Really feeling that in the lower spine. Big stretch. And come down. Let's take that again. One in each direction. Feet are pointed. Lift up and twist. And come down. And here we go to the other side. Reach, lift, up, and twist. Good. Coming back down again. And then continue to roll up through the spine, coming to an upright position. Let's bring the legs together. And then just beat them out. Excellent. We're going to lie down on the floor. So let's take abdominals. We're helping us to get into the floor. So our backs are straight, and we're going to hold underneath here and engage the abdominals so we can roll through that back and really get into the lower spine going down to the floor as the abdominals are going into the spine. Good. And come all the way down and relax. We're going to take a stretch for our hips. Our glute area, because we've done some glute work here, especially at the beginning of the class. So let's take our right leg and get it to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling, and take it to the other side, bend, lift, and up. Adjust the spine. If you've gone off the mat, you might need to scoot on down. but your lower back's on the floor. So we're going to bring that front leg up, point the foot, hug the knee into the chest, and then we're going to rotate the leg out, flex that foot, excellent, and rest the back of the ankle against the thigh of the support leg there. And we're going to take again that stretching out action, but now we're going in a diagonal. So we have our front hand, same hand as the leg that's bent and crossed, coming up and breathing in, and then push heel of the hand into the hip flexors there and push back on sort of a backward diagonal action through that thigh to open up that hip a little bit more in a different position. Even did more different position than we've been before. Lift, press, slide, and push out. You're going to know where you're feeling this. Lift and push. Now, the sliding along the thighs helps the leg to feel like it's safe to do this stretch. Opening out, it's a little bit of a twist in there. And come up last time, lift, press it out, stretch, and lengthen. Good. Now we're going to take our hands and slide them through. One goes through that bent position and the other one goes behind. And you can either hold back here or underneath the leg. This is a little bit more intense if you take it here. Shoulders stay down, keeping that knee rotated out from here. Deep breath in. As you exhale, pushing the lower back into the floor as you fold at the crease of the hip there to increase the rotation and open up in the back of the glutes and connecting into the thighs there. This actually is a fantastic exercise if you are having some issues with sciatica. This helps to open things up. Let's take another deep breath in. As you exhale, bring that bottom knee in towards your chest, keeping the rotation in that front knee so you can really increase that stretch. Let's take 2 more deep breaths, bring it a little bit closer. Inhale, exhale, and pull it in. Shoulders try to stay down towards the floor. And the last time, breath in, exhale, and press. And you'll find that you come quite a bit closer to your face with that leg, and you've opened up in the back thigh glute area. Good. Release that down, and then let's come back to a pointed foot on that front leg. Hug that knee into the chest. Let's slide that leg out, press the heel out, and we're just going to take tilts. So we're going to press the heel away from us, and our hip will move with it. So our hips are tilting, and release. And press it out, and release. And press it out, and release. Last time. Press it out, and release. Good. And then allow the leg to fold and bend to the front, knee to the ceiling, toe down. And you're going to really feel the difference between the two hips. So this may feel like that it's all loosened up and it's longer in there. So let's take it to the other side. We're bringing the back leg in, point the foot, hug it into the chest. And then we're going to rotate the leg out and flex that foot and place the back of the ankle, the outside part of the ankle, against the supporting leg, upper thigh there. And from here, we're going to take that same arm as the knee that's bent, lift it up, press the heel of the hand into the crook of that hip flexor area, and then push out and slide the knee back and slightly off to the diagonal. So you're opening up in that hip in a different way. And come up, inhale. Heel the hand into the hip flexor, sliding out along the thigh, reaching, pressing, way out there. Notice where you're feeling this stretch. And 2 more, inhale, press, push, and slide. Reach it out, all the way out, excellent. And 1 more time, lift it up, hand, press, slide, and feel that nice stretch. Feel that knee going away from you. Good. And release. Now we're going to take our hands. One goes in between the legs. The other one goes the outside. Again, you have this option of going under or over that bottom leg. Foot is flexed in this top leg. And from here, we're taking a nice deep breath in As we exhale, we pull that bottom knee closer to our chest, closer to our heads, and you can feel where you're getting that stretch right away. Again, deep breath in, exhale, pulling in, your shoulders stay down, you're bending with your elbows there, bringing that legs closer to your chest. Third time, deep breath in, exhale, press, and pull. Excellent. And let's take it one more time. Breath in. Exhale, and pulling that knee into the chest, enjoying this stretch. And as I said before, this is a great stretch to do if you've had some sciatica pain. This helps to release some of that tightness. Good. And release, let the bottom leg come down, point the top leg, point the knee into the chest. Stretch that leg out and down and flex that foot. And now we're going to push the heel away so the hip is tilting, reaching way out, and then release it back in. Come on out, press, and release. Coming in again once more. Out, way out there with that heel. And coming back to neutral. And our last time, press it out. Good. And release. Okay, let's slide the other leg down. And let's bring our arms overhead. And we're going to roll to the side, letting the knees bend here. Head is loose. Good. And push up and come to an upright position. So you should feel like you've lengthened through the torso quite a bit. And you've done some abdominal work, so your lower back is working and the legs and the hips. So hopefully your whole body feels pretty loose. Let's take an energy medicine exercise and reach our arms out and come up. And we're going to bring our hands into our heart chakra. Then we're going to lift our hands up to the sky, keeping the spine long and a little opening with the hands. So it's like we're a cup with our hands and we're reaching and asking our bodies to receive that yang energy. And then bring it in through the top of the head and down and out and along the legs. Good. And coming up right. Now we're going to do the opposite. So let's bring our arms up, come in, bring our hands to our heart chakra. And now we're going to bring our hands down to the floor and cup our hands on the floor so that we feel like we're getting some yin energy coming up into our hands, filling our hands. And then we're going to bring our hands to our feet and let that yin energy travel through our body all the way up, through, over our head, and then reaching up once again. Excellent. So we have the resources of both yin and yang energies, and we might as well utilize it. All right, let's take and final lift. Hands come together, and let's bring our hands to our heart chakra. And I want you to give thanks to your body for participating in today's class. Our cells hear what we say about them and our body, and they respond. So we want to be full of gratitude for our bodies, no matter where they are at each day that we start to move and exercise. All right. Have a fantastic